What's up, YouTube? What's up, Xtreme Gainz family? I'm Chuck. This is Xtreme Gainz. Let me start by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Nothing I say is or ever will be. Please do not take it as such. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you had a great Christmas. I hope you enjoyed your time with your family and food and whatever else it was that you did. As you see here, I have the, I guess it's over this shoulder, the new backdrop. I think it's pretty kick-ass. The family hooked it up. I threw a tweet out to let you guys see that. But, yeah, so I was going to do two videos on this, but I came up with something else here as well pertaining to the algorithm, and I'm going to kind of go over that in the live stream this morning, the coffee chat and charts, Red Bull first, and then I'll probably have a coffee with you guys here after I upload these, I guess, this video. But I'm going to go ahead and cover in this video AMC, the two different scenarios that we've been looking at continuously, one being the single bottom in relation to Dollar Tree from 2008 and its positioning with the SPY in 2008, being that it had long-term negative beta, and I want to show you how that reacted and its positioning and its correlation right now to AMC and the SPY currently, as well as what we have been calling scenario one. That was scenario one, and then scenario two, which is the double bottom scenario of AMC repeating its historical self prior to the January 2021 run-up. Again, I was going to do two separate, and I know I told you guys that, but I think it'd be a lot easier and a lot quicker to just do them here in one video, because I also want to get to the live stream, because I'm working on something that's like, it's blowing my mind. So I know when I show you guys that, it'll blow yours, but I would like some input from you guys, so I hope to see you all in the live stream soon when I do go live here Sunday morning here. So anyways, let's get to it. This is, excuse me, I'm kind of doing it backwards. This would, just because it was the last one I screenshotted, but actually no, we'll do this. So this is option one that we've been talking about and discussing in my live streams and in previous AMC ALGO videos, okay? There was a video I put out specifically about this, pretty much, and it was the Dollar Tree and SPY correlation and what they all have in common. So what you see here, these are screenshots, so I can show you this a lot easier, and then we'll go to the other scenario after this. But so what you see here on the left here is currently, yes, this is the current AMC chart and the current SPY chart, okay? But what I want to draw your attention to first is to the right. On the right is Dollar Tree 2008. I wonder if it'd be better if I put these like I have the chart screens. Dollar Tree 2008 and SPY 2008, okay? And what I want to show you, give me 1 second here and I'll show you. Yeah, that'll be a lot better. Yep. Okay. Dollar Tree and SPY. What I want to show you is well, let me preface that by saying this. So in 2008, SPY was one of, I believe, the top 5 stocks that had the largest negative beta reported. And prior to the 2008-2009 crash, which is represented here by the SPY right here, okay, in that time period. This is SPY 2008 to 2009. Dollar Tree, and I want to bring your attention to it here. You can see here, prior to all of that, SPY was, I think at the time, at its all-time highs, I'm pretty sure. And then it dumped out. I think it was 40, almost 40%, somewhere in that ballpark. But you can see here it did it prior to, right? And here's 2008. At that exact time, SPY was up here around all-time highs, right? And had just started making its first lower high. Okay? So I want you to think about that. This had already done all of this unprovoked by the broader market, and at the beginning of 2008 was down here, right after it already corrected. Simultaneously, SPY had just made, in 2008, beginning of 2008, had just made its first lower high on its way to the correction and then the crash. Okay? Now I want you to take an overall look, and then the next thing that happened was, simultaneously now, Dollar Tree started moving up out of here and went on this bull run to new all-time highs. Now it was a grind, as you can see. It was a grind up out of here. However, it just continued and continued and continued. All right? As soon as that made its move and it was provoked by, and I believe its negative beta was initiated by this move with the SPY. Okay? See here, 2008, this drop here. This initiated the double bottom. This initiated the Dollar Tree climb out. Boom, drop, boom, drop, boom, drop, right? And this did the complete opposite. Up, 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 right? Simultaneously. Its negative beta reacted to the correction and then the crash of 2008, 2009. Now you ask, why do you bring this up? What's it have to do with AMC? We've heard a lot about AMC having negative beta, right? But at times, or at all, have we seen it? I mean, I think, and I tweeted this just recently, we've been seeing it, right? We've diverted from the SPY just recently. But really, we haven't seen that. We follow the market. If not, we actually react more harshly in the same direction as the market, typically. Well, I want you to look at this in comparison to that. This was SPY, 2008, 2009. This is SPY currently. See any resemblance? I believe SPY is correlating to its historical self right now, as you can see clearly, right? Now this is where things get interesting. Do you remember what Dollar Tree looked like? This is AMC currently. This is Dollar Tree 2008. Prior to 2008, 2007, and then 2008, 2009 this way, right? So 2007, 2008, 2009. That's eerily similar, isn't it? SPY currently. SPY. This was yeah. SPY, this was 2007, but 2008, 2009 down here. Opposite of Dollar Tree, all in this 2007, 2008, 2009 period. Dollar Tree, complete opposite, right? I just want you to see the correlation, how similar SPY is to itself currently, as it was in 2008. Think about the market conditions that we were in 2007, 8, and 9 with the SPY. The correction, then the crash, right? Where we're sitting right now, eerily similar to its historical self, where it was sitting under the exact, not the exact, but very similar, if not worse conditions now than it was then, right? And then you have this negative beta debate on AMC, right, that we really haven't seen. Well, here's a negative beta reaction to the market crash into the best that I could find in 2008 and 2009, 7, 8, and 9 with the SPY and how it reacted to the SPY dump. And look what it looks like, ironically. It looks like AMC's daily chart right now. Or in this single bottom head, inverted head and shoulders looking potential, right? I mean, the movements are uncannily similar. It's just, it's almost mind-blowing to think how could two completely different stocks, you know, this many years apart in relation to market conditions that are similar, look so similar to themselves, to each other, right? So anyways, this has been scenario 1, the single bottom scenario, right? The inverted head and shoulders, whatever you want to call it. We've been calling it the single bottom. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. For if this were to be the scenario to play out, I needed to give you all that so you understood why or how the hell I even came up with all this. Obviously, it speaks for itself as to what we're looking for moving forward with AMC if this were to be the scenario that plays out. Okay? You need to come to the live stream after you watch this. I'm going to be live here in a couple hours after I upload these or upload this video. You need to come. I'm going to show you a bunch of different. It would make this video way too long. I'm going to show you a ton of things that suggest just come to the live stream. I have broken this algorithm down even further than I already have, and I'm gonna talk about it and just hang out and listen to music and chart and drink some Red Bull and coffee this Sunday morning. So come hang out. But anyways, obviously this is what we're looking for, okay? Or this is what I'm looking for. And this, I know this is what when I say we, I'm talking about the people that are in the Xtreme Gainz live stream daily. Or that have listened or watched any of my videos. This is what I've been talking about as option scenario 1. Sorry, I keep saying option. Scenario 1, single bottom. Okay? Obviously, I'm looking for it. I don't know if we're going to flash down here first thing Monday, but I'm looking for a push up out of here very, very, very shortly. Okay? Obviously, you can see it pulls back a couple times. But in the macro view, it pushes right up out of here, right? Couple pullbacks along the way, but it just keeps pushing before we get a correction up here, right? And then another push, and a bigger correction, another push, bigger correction, and then it goes back into just the grind mode, right? So in the near future, this is what I am looking for to confirm and or deny and invalidate the single bottom scenario. And now you know, again, I explained this in another video, so it's just a refresher as to how I came up with this scenario, why I was thinking that way, and it was a brief explanation. If you want a more in-depth, go look for the video that I've already put out about SPY and Dollar Tree and AMC, okay? Scenario 1, single bottom. Scenario 2 would be double bottom, AMC's historical self. Excuse me. All right. What you see up here is prior to the January 2021 run-up. Where's January 2021 run-up? This is a 7-year algorithm, macro algorithm, that ironically is the exact same fractal that we're in right now. Now, if you follow me at all, and if you run live stream, or you've seen any of my videos, I break these down, this algorithm down into two kind of different fractal shapes, and it helps me track on both macro and micro. And I showed that, I don't know, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday last week. Check that out again. I'm going to keep telling you to go back and watch because I'm putting these out as I go. So, for context, okay? However, this is the overhead view of this. This is 7 years from its IPO until January 2021. And you can see it was basically from its high, I believe, of $36. It got absolutely hammered for 7 years, right? And then it came to this confluence of support down here. And again, this is the alternating, like we've talked about. We have a descending wedge, a box top, a breakout, and then box top, descending wedge, breakout, box top, descending wedge, breakout, box top, descending wedge, right? Descending wedge, breakout, box top, descending wedge, breakout, box top, descending wedge, breakout, box top, descending wedge, right? Confluence of support. Look what could potentially be happening here. Everybody keeps asking, what's the date? What's the date? You showed it on the last video, but you didn't show us the date. I don't know the date, y'all. If I knew a date, I'd tell you a date. I don't know it. However, the confluence can move depending on where the bottom confirms itself to be. If the single bottom scenario is what plays out, the confluence of support is null and void because we're going to just grind up out of here, right? If we double bottom, which is what I'm gonna zoom in and show you here in a minute, depending on where it confirms its bottom will be the determination as to where the confluence is, because as the bottom moves up and down, the confluence moves left and right. Okay, that's how it works. So I can't just give you a date. I wish I could. I can give you a range, which I believe I've already provided. Again, go back and look at the other videos for context. However, let's zoom in here. You can see again how similar these are. It's the same algorithm that's been identified in the very first ALGO exposed video. It's the alternating fashion. It's in the macro descending wedge. It's also in, and I've been calling this, nobody's been talking about this, and now all of a sudden I'm hearing people talk about the megaphone structure. Go back to that video as well. It was, I don't know, a month ago. I was explaining that we were in this mega macro megaphone structure, and it's in what they call also an ascending widening mouth, I guess, wedge, or an ascending widening wedge, but it's a megaphone, right? And this is what we've been in. It was what we were in back here as well, right? I don't have the line in here, but this was also a megaphone, and they worked it clear down. They, in my opinion, they smashed this thing down. And they did clear down from $36 after IPO. That was its high, down to $1.91 in 2021, and it met its confluence support as well as the megaphone mega macro support, and that's when we blew up to the top, right, to our new highs. That's what's happening again. We're in this macro megaphone structure that's housing this run-up movements now, right? So even the megaphone has inverted and went up, right? But that's what we're in again, and it's the exact same algorithm playing out again. You can see, I don't have to keep trying to convince you here. I mean, you can see them clear as day, I hope, right? Same thing. So let's zoom in here. Let me show you the double bottom scenario, what I'm looking for on this one if this were to play out. All right, did I leave enough room? Yeah. Well, there we go. All right, same thing, right? This is the this is where the confluence was. This is the double bottom scenario. This is what played out prior to the 2021 January run-up, right? Again, I've explained this in the other video. Go check it out where I go in depth. But as you can see, we get a macro double bottom. It's actually a double. There's a W here, a W here. So a mini double bottom inside of a giant double bottom, right? Two rejections off of the, one off of the descending wedge support. and the other one off of the macro descending wedge support. However, it kept us in here for this giant W in here with two small W's in it, right? In where we're at currently, you can see how, again, movements are similar, not exact, but however, they are similar. And again, I don't look for candle to candle comparison when I'm looking for this, and there's a reason why. When we look at two different time frames, we have to look at a comparative volume analysis as well to see if it can fit and work out that way. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So all of these things are taken into consideration when trying to match up fractal shapes as well as the interior movements of those fractal shapes, okay? Again, I'm not really big on the micro movements. However, in the live stream I'm going to show you, I dove in to some micro movements. I'm going to show you some interesting things today as well on that. And if nobody shows up, that's cool. I'll just clip it and make a video. But anyways, this is what I'm looking for here. If this were to play out as the double bottom here, I'm looking for, we already had our first rejection off here. I'm looking for this to potentially swing around, if it's going to be exact, to swing around and get maybe a fake out breakout, right? Like this, I always call that, where it gets rejected off of the macro descending wedge, and then a pull back down here in this area to the confluence, just as it did here, and another potential mini W in here that would give us this giant W just like we see here, and then a run up from there. Also, the megaphone or the macro megaphone structure that's housing it, the support for it is part of the confluence as well, as it actually is here. I don't have it drawn in, I told you that already, but it is here as well, which influenced this, I believe, at the time as well. So that's all kind of happening again. The confluence has not happened since the January 2021 run-up. It hasn't been close enough down here to the megaphone support until now. So this is literally lining up. And again, I know there's, and this is why I'm using two scenarios, because they both are lining up looking as if they could potentially be either one remarkably. So I'm still on both of them for now, and I wanted to update you on where we are within our interior movement of this and how it is in its relation to both of those scenarios. And that's what I wanted this video to primarily be. Just to catch you guys up, kind of get our heads back, get our gears going again, and get refreshed and caught back up as to where scenario 1 and scenario 2 are, and in relation to their actual comparative scenario. And I wanted to show you guys that now. Again, kind of a little update video for those. I know I have a bunch of new subscribers and followers, so this is just a brief rundown. Again, I suggest that if you want a more in-depth, detailed description of these, you can go back. Like I said, it was about a month ago I made a video when I first started making these videos where I broke this down a little more. So that's kind of where we're at right now as far as macro movement. Scenario 1, single bottom. Scenario 2, double bottom. Okay? I'd love to know what you think. I'd love to know if you think one looks better than the other, or if there's things that you feel may be influencing the market that could potentially influence AMC similarly like it did Dollar Tree with the negative beta. I really don't care about the negative beta debate. I think we're starting to see that now with AMC. We've seen a diversion from the SPY, which is a tall tale sign. It's a very, very good sign, quite honestly. And I'm excited to see what's happening these weeks now coming ahead. This last week in December, and then back into our new year, things are gonna, I believe, things are gonna get very, very, very interesting. I'm super excited for it. I'm super excited for the future of Xtreme Gainz and all of you being a part of that with me. It's just been unbelievable thus far. 1 month in, not even 3 weeks in. This week here will be the 4th week. and it's just been unreal. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one like that. This is the update on the 2 scenarios. I am gonna go live here shortly, and I want to go over some of the chart. And like I said, we're just gonna hang out and BS and listen to some music and chart, and drink some coffee and that here for maybe a couple hours, 2 hours, maybe something like that. But I want to go over some of the things I've been finding on the macro. I have this. I showed a little bit of it the other day, and I broke down the ALGO on a micro level, and I want to show you guys what I've come up with there. It's pretty interesting, and I think it's going to help with some projected movements, and it's going to kind of give us some guidance as to, I think, where we're going, both on a micro and a macro. So if you're interested, come by, check out the live here shortly. If not, we go live at Xtreme Gainz here every day for market open to market close, for a market live stream. Come by, check that out. I say this on every video. We have a private Discord. I'll put the link in the description of the video. And I would greatly appreciate it, y'all, if you would like the video, comment on it, just interact with it. It's the way to draw traffic here and get this content out to people. I think it has value, and that's, I guess, your way of letting me know that. So I would greatly appreciate that interaction if you would be so kind to do so. Again, Merry Christmas. New Year's on the way. I'm super excited. Monday's coming up tomorrow, and we're going to get back into this. I'm excited about that. And yeah, so I'm going to cut this one off. I will see you guys either in the live here shortly or on the live stream tomorrow or in the next video if you don't show up to either one. Appreciate y'all being here. Enjoy your Sunday. I'll see you next time. Later.